so it's not looking too good out there for a whole bunch of ordinary New Zealanders.
Talking to Uncle.
It has exacerbated since your government has been in.
Oh, I see. You came with a predilection that you're going to say what the outcome is, even though we inherited an absolute financial mess.
That's what the Prime Minister
No,
keeps saying.
I'm not saying it. I'm saying this with experience. I wasn't born yesterday. I'm saying we came with a massive borrowing program that was unjustified, no way of paying it back. Inflation was hit.
Unfortunately, and Moana is one of the best at doing this. I'm not going to critique her, but this would be a fantastic place to have gone. And how much did Nicola just borrow in those last two budgets? Am I right in that she borrowed more in the last budget, one before this one, than all bar one of Grant Robinson's, and the only one that was more that was in the thick of COVID? Is that right, Mr. Peters? Is that right? So I think, unfortunately, there was a miss here. But again, I am not worthy. I am not worthy to say that to Moana. I should have thought.
Heading towards 8%. Everything was looking a total disaster, and they couldn't even put together the.
So you've gone back to what they did wrong. I just want to say we're moving on. No, You've been in power for 18 months.
Unlike others, I campaigned in 2023 when none of you would cover a word of my speeches, even though we're packing the horse.
No, please. I sat down with you.
Telling you all the situation is.
See how dismissive that was from her? See, that's Uncle. It's like, dude, shut up. I didn't hide it from you. You came and spoke to me. It's perfect.
Speeches, even though we're packing the horse.
No, please. I sat down with you.
Telling you all the situation is far worse than you people think. It'll be far harder to fix it. Only one party got it right, and you're talking to the party.
You railed against neoliberalism and the trickle-down theory, and there's so many people out there taking off to Australia. There's towns like Tukuroa where the travel agent is offering one-way tickets, cheap ones, so people can get out of here. There's 20,000 people who applied for a job.
People are having their OE 50 years ago, 60 years ago.
Oh my God, they're not going for OE.
Listen to me. We've heard enough of you.
Oh?
This interview's about what I think, not what you think.
I've got to ask you the questions. That's my job.
They were going there for the OE with one-way tickets way back then.
This is a really bizarre thing. So Winston's actually sitting there saying, no, Kiwis aren't leaving New Zealand permanently every 7 minutes. They're just going on an OE and they'll be back. Now, there's no evidence. What he's saying is not untrue, that people used to go to the UK for their OEs, with a one-way ticket. But also there's no evidence that that's what's happening now. And he's putting all his eggs in that basket that that's what's happening now. And there's no evidence to back him up.
But we know we're losing people to Australia, not to the UK, not to Europe.
Yeah. You don't do an OE to Sydney typically, do you? You do an OE to London and see the rest of the world while you're there. All right.
Who wants to fly 4 hours
to
basically the same place?
That's my job.
They were going there for the OE with one-way tickets way back then, all the way to the UK.
Oh, you've just twisted that one around.
As young people, they couldn't afford to get two-way tickets. You must be from a very wealthy family. The poor ones like us have one-way ticket. To go work for a mining camp, work 11 miles underground. That's what
the rich have got richer. The rich have got richer. The food banks are under stress. Homeless people can't get into emergency shelter because the criteria have changed. You know all that. But you were against neoliberalism.
No. Don't tell me that neoliberalism took us to that situation.
Ooh,
who was governing
that was
with
rough.
No restraint at all from 2020 to 2023. For 3 years, they blew the whole economy out, borrowed like there was no tomorrow. ACT and National's great mistake was to not underestimate how bad it was. But it's not our mistake.
Okay, so it's all their fault. So you've been going on for a while.
Yeah, that's pretty much what we're cutting out anyway. Yeah, I mean, you said rough when he stumbled there. I don't want to make too much of it. I mean, I'm the last person to look to when you're getting tongue-tied. I use the wrong words every single night. But what I'll say of Winston is there is a change, a noticeable change. Now that's actually not necessarily a criticism. It's actually not a criticism. All of us will have change when we get to that sort of age. My question now is the change impacting his ability to do what he's done for the past 37 years, Chewie? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, so, I mean, I'm going to come back. Him and Shane Jones came down to Dunedin a few months ago to officially open the Hillside Works.
Yep. And
I was outside yelling at them through a megaphone. But I knew people that were inside for the actual event itself. And that's, I'm going to paraphrase what I was told here, but Shane Jones did his speech, and it was described to me by the person going, I know I don't like Shane Jones and his politics and what he stands for, but his speech was good. Like, it made perfect sense. He was talking about what an important asset that Hillside Works was for Dunedin and the South Island, and it would keep rail alive, all of that good stuff. And then Winston came on and slurred and rambled, wandered off point, blamed the previous government for stuff, and basically didn't talk about much about Hillside Works at all.
Mm-hmm.
And he described what was going on in the room as just awkwardness of just people sort of like looking at the person next to them and going, ugh. You know, there is a clear difference in him and his deputy. And
So this will be the time to step aside. Like, you want to leave a legacy. Yeah, you want to step aside now.
You would step aside if you knew that the guy that you'd been working beside for so long was capable of doing it.
Yep. Yep. I mean,
New Zealand First has always been Winston's party.
Winston First, yeah. But he should be party president next time round, and Shane Jones should be number one. They've got to do it at some stage. I think they're probably a better move if Winston Peters steps aside and then endorses than Winston Peters dies in the middle of a term, and then they got to try and figure out how they're going to do the next election without Winston.